Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about emergent storytelling. So, Stephanie plays games. She's got a great channel right here on YouTube, and she used this term. It's been haunting me. This term, she said, emergent and decentralized stories. And so she was talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and the moment she said it, it just sent my head spinning because I think the term emergent is a very good way to think about Dungeons and Dragons. And I've been thinking a lot about the next 50. So we did the first 50. I think we did most things wrong. And as we move into the next 50, we can really start to put the hammer down on the gas pedal that is Dungeons and Dragons, right? And one of these is emergent storytelling and embracing the role of the Dragon Master at a level we've never really embraced it. So one, we have this idea, and I've been reading the the 2024 Dungeon Master Guide, and we have this idea that the Dungeon Master prepares an adventure, and then the players go on that adventure. And I think it's wrong. It's wrong. It's not in this next 50. It's wrong. I think we needed to do it for the first 50, but increasingly, I think the very primal, really successful dungeon masters are going to be ones who allow dragon masters, the players, to begin leaving material on the cutting room floor, right? So I recently completed a campaign, and I had to leave this part on the floor, like this storyline. I wrote it, the player characters did not go in that direction, and I had to leave it on the cutting room floor, and it was so painful, right? And Dungeon Masters have been doing this for 50 years. But I think where we're going right now is we're going to the point where Dragon Masters can begin writing content for each session, right? And in order to do that, the Dungeon Master has to get out of the way, right? So what do you need? You need a Dungeon Master who's going to step back, right? And then two, and I think the Dungeon Dragons designers are doing this right now. So Faerun is finished, and like that thing, that's why we got the lore glossary, right? In the DMG, Faerun is finished, right? So if you set your campaign in Faerun, you could show up to the table as a dungeon master with literally nothing written, right? And a dragon master will say, "We're going to Waterdeep," and you're saying, and then the dungeon master doesn't have to say a word, and then one of the other player characters says to that other player character who said, "We're going to Waterdeep," what are we going to do there? Well, we're going to Waterdeep, and we're going to gather every single emerald in the city, and we're going to help one merchant to secure every emerald in the city. Why are we going to do that? Well, for the wizard who needs them, right? And then the dungeon master becomes an interstitial story writer, right? And is really but that dragon master who said that, the other one, one of the other player characters can actually say, "Yeah, we're going to do that," right? But then when they gather the emeralds, the other one's going to say, no, we have every emerald, right? We have every emerald. We're going to take every emerald to Neverwinter, and we're going to sell all of them at once in Neverwinter, right? Changing, and then that first Dragon Master's ideas get left on the cutting room floor, and they feel that pain. And then the Dungeon Master is just filling the story, filling the interstitials, right? It's a completely different way to see an emergent storytelling, right? And I really think also we can do this now because we spent 50 years doing it wrong, right? Where the Dungeon Master is always bringing the story and bringing prepped, miniatures and terrain. But now, especially with Lego and with all these different options, we can make this stuff more abstract and more we can make these things more abstract and more versatile, and and we can allow these stories to be told in really powerful, different ways, right? And I think that's exciting. I think that's really exciting. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider like, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.